Recently I reviewed Tuseno Shellback, the version 2, this watch here, and some of you guys were expecting to see this watch. This is the Super Vintage. This is very, very different. Now, the majority of us enthusiasts always are looking for something different. This is different. This is completely different from anything I've seen. It's got a double curved case, so it curves this way, and it's got a double curved sapphire. It's weird, but strangely alluring, and I tell you what, it's a fun, playful watch, but it's built well. Now, a lot of the people who've got a Tuseno on their wrist, they know Tuseno's finishing, the quality, the refinement, they're a good watch, especially for the price. This is no different. It's finished well, it's refined. Now, this is a sample. It's not actually a production version, so from what I'm seeing here, it's actually very good. Now, it's not going to be to everyone's taste, I get that. It's a really out there watch. I'm usually very out there, but this is pretty out there, so I like it, I love it. In fact, I love it in the hand. I don't so much like it on my wrist. It wears beautifully, maybe it's not me. I'm going to tell you straight out what I see, details, what I see as far as the finishing, the execution, the design, whether it technically works or doesn't. I'll let you know what my experience has been with this watch. Now, you saw the pop-up. Tuseno has sponsored this video, so I will of course leave any of the links in the description section. If this watch or any of their watches are of interest to you, by all means, feel free to check them out. Diving straight into the dimensions of this watch, it's actually a very petite watch, but has a good wrist presence. It has a case diameter of 34.5, however the lug-to-lug is 40.5. The case height is 8.7 and a lug width of 18. Now, the crown is a 5.8mm signed push-pull crown, and the total weight of the watch on the supplied leather strap, I measure exactly 40 grams. Now, on the wrist, this is a very petite experience, like petite, but because of its 40.5mm lug-to-lug, it extends it to the end of my wrist. So picture yourself if you got a 5, 6 or even 6.5 inch wrist, this thing here will sit perfect. Now, the comfort has been fantastic, especially with that strap at 18mm lug width. It tapers down beautifully, and the watch is obviously vintage inspired in its look, in its design, and in its character. Now, if I turn the watch over, you'll notice there's an exhibition caseback, and behind that caseback is a top grade ETA 7001. It's a manual wind movement, it's fully decorated, and obviously this being a sample, on the production versions, they're going to feature some form of etching or their logo on that movement bridge. So that's something to look forward to. The thing that I do like about this watch is the details. Looking at that crown, they've got their guiding light symbol, but it also features an asymmetrical grip etching. So it's these little fine nuances, especially with your dressier style watch. It's all about the details, and I think they've paid close attention to details on this watch. Zooming in closer to that dial, you can see you've got beautiful chamfered pinion covers on both the minute and the seconds hand. And that handset are domed leaf hands, so a nice complementary selection of handset for the type of dial and execution I'm looking at. It just seems to work. Now, those Arabics are nothing but playful, as you can see. That strap tapers from 18 all the way down to 14mm. It's very easy on the wrist and very comfortable. They will have different size straps for different wrists, longer and shorter. And looking closer at that strap, it's got their branding Tuseno at the back. It's got curved spring bars for form fitting, which is nice, and a nice circular tang buckle, which I think complements the shape of that case. So little details like this make a world of difference when someone designs a watch. You can get parts off the shelf, or you can just do it from scratch. That looks good. Now, looking on their website, you can see that there's 3 different colorways. A green one called Mojito, and a brown one, Espresso Martini, as well as this Negroni. Bold red, deep orange accents, obviously textured dial. In their description, it's basically capturing the richness of that cocktail poured over ice. That's what that dial is. So the texture is actually very nicely done. Hopefully you can get a gauge of what it looks like with my macro footage. Now, lastly, the prices of the watch come in at pre-order price of $899 USD, finally settling at a retail of $999. Now, is that too expensive? Look, there's a lot of watch here. There's not much watch. It's small. It's 40 grams, but there's a lot of design here. And I think the execution, the finishing, knowing Tuseno stuff, it is nice. And really, it's extremely different. Very, very different to what I've seen. And on that note, what are my gripes or room for improvement of this watch? Well, honestly, number one, it's not for me. Like I said, it's a watch that you're gonna love this, and I do. I love this in the hand. I don't love it on my wrist. I don't think it suits me. Just like gold watches, I don't think gold watches suit me. That's my eye, my mind. I don't know. It's an individual choice. That's not really a negative, but I'm just sharing my thoughts. Technically speaking, I've had zero problems with this watch. It works because that domed lift handset picks up the light really beautifully. And even that sapphire crystal, which is curved in both directions, it suits the watch, but potentially it will pick up certain angles and reflections. I think you can't avoid that. You've got a curve going this way, you've got a curve going this way, and you've got a flat top that follows all that. You can't avoid that, but very interesting, a very interesting look. The grip on the crown has been good. The winding experience has been good. The footprint is great. It's easy to wear. I can't complain. I can't complain. Now, maybe the price, I don't know. You guys tell me, what would you pay for a watch like this? I've got it in the hand, and as a sample, the finishing's good. Something that's definitely a conversation starter. And probably for the right wrist, this will find a lot of comfort and joy. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. My take on this Tuseno Supervintage, quirky, different, very different, which is great. Loving the design elements, especially the curve and angles and the light play on that case. It sort of looks like the watch is actually melting, and yet in a symmetrical way, but quite a cool finishing nonetheless. So hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Which colorway do you like? Is this watch for you? Is it for your partner? I don't know. Maybe it's the color. Maybe I like Espresso Martini. I looked at that one on their website. I think, gee, that's quite nice. So it could be the bold red. It's maybe too bold for me. So who knows? But the design itself, the layout, the textures in that dial, it's got a form of romance. Definitely harkening to a vintage aesthetic, something of yesteryear, but more playful, fun, and with some really, really bold colors. And that's always got to be a good thing. What I can say that the watch is executed nicely, and it's great to see micro brands like Tuseno making watches that are completely different. This is very different.